Recognize the gentleman from Virginia. Mr. Connolly, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And it's kind of interesting to hear my friend refer to the economy as booming. I thought I had heard just earlier what a mess the economy was under the current administration. So good to hear it's booming. State and local fiscal recovery funds were designed to prevent a crisis from turning into a depression. As we learned from the Great Recession 10 years ago, bolstering state and local budgets in times of great economic hardship can be a key to recovery. Today, we've heard the sentiment across the aisle that dire warnings about state and local budget shortfalls really were overstated and actions weren't warranted at all. To that, I'd direct you to the chart on the screen, slide 8. State government job losses peaked in October of 2020 at 340,000 and were still below pre-pandemic levels by 210,000 in mid-2021. Governor Pritzker, welcome. How have these losses had an effect, from your point of view, on the delivery of government services, particularly during coronavirus peaks and surges?
Well, I think the first way in which it's affected things is just the number of people that we've needed to deliver healthcare services across the state. I'm talking now about delivering vaccines into people's arms, making sure that we're providing access to medical care that people need. These are all things. We have a Department of Public Health that is understaffed still, even though we've had a complete focus on staffing it to the necessary level. Don't forget that in our Department of Health and Family Services and in our Department of Human Services, they have been, had to double or triple the number of people that they're helping in a variety of areas, mental health being one of them, substance use treatment, et cetera. And so, the idea that we could provide more and more and more services with fewer people in state government is just, it's an impossibility. These things don't go together. And so the assistance that we got from the federal government in a variety of ways to help us staff up was vital. And I'll just say, as one, I know we're focused on ARPA, but being able to hire healthcare personnel for our hospitals to augment what hospitals needed during the Omicron surge, which took us to our highest level of hospitalizations throughout this pandemic, was vital. And I want to express my gratitude to you for that, as well as for the many other ways in which you alleviated the burden on state government and allowed us to go hire people that we needed.
So hardly unwarranted assistance.
We needed it.
Thank you. Judge Moore and Mayor Woodards, local governments suffered even worse than state governments, losing 1.2 million jobs in May of 2020 at the height of the pandemic. By mid-2021, a year later, we were still short at the local level 500,000 jobs compared to pre-pandemic levels. Same question. How has that affected your ability to deliver services at the county and city levels?
Well, an example that we are facing in Kentucky currently is an extreme shortage of state highway department workers.
Did you say Kentucky, Judge Moore?
Yes, in Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
In my county.
Yep.
The state highway department informed us that they had a severe employment shortage and that they were asking the county to supply manpower and equipment to be able to clean the streets with snow and ice treatment just recently. So we have contracted for 1 year to treat state highway roads with county crews and funds for the next 12 months. We are being compensated some by the state, but not 100%. So then that responsibility falls to the county to then fill jobs and add personnel to be able to pick up that additional requirement. And we decided to do it because our residents often don't know the difference between a county road and a state road. So we wanted to get services done And that's one example.
And would you say that the federal funding provided in the various COVID relief bills was helpful to you in that endeavor?
I'm not sure where the state is finding the funds to pay us for that service, but that would have to, someone would have to dig deeper there.
My time is up, Madam Chairwoman. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a January survey by Mission Square Research Institute showing that more than half of state and local government employees are considering leaving their jobs because of burnout and heavy workload because of the pandemic. Without objection. I thank the Chair.
Thank you so much. And the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Gibbs, is now recognized for 5 minutes.